In this video, let us see how to solve algebraic or transcendental equation using bisection method. For bisection method, the formula is x is equal to a plus b by 2. So let us consider the problem. Find the root of x cube minus x is equal to 1 using bisection method correct to two decimal places. So correct to two decimal places means you can fix your calculator to two decimal places and you can start doing the problem. So here first let us identify the range where the root lies. For that, before that we have to consider f of x as the given equation. So here the equation is x cube minus x is equal to 1. So we have to take everything to one side and we have to make the equation as equal to 0. That is x cube minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now the left hand side part should be considered as f of x. So f of x is equal to x cube minus x minus 1. So likewise we have to consider, always you see the equation should be equal to 0. So make it as equal to 0 and then you take everything towards the left side as f of x. Now let us find the roots here, the range here where the root lies by starting from 0. So f of 0 is equal to minus 1. Put here x is equal to 0. Similarly, f of 1 is 1 cube minus 1 minus 1. So this is also minus 1. Again f of 2 is 2 cube minus 2 minus 1. So 2 cube is 8, 8 minus 3 is plus 5. So here what happened, here we are having opposite sign, that is this is negative and this is positive. So definitely 0 lies in between and hence we can conclude that the root lies between 1 and 2. Okay, so we should not take minus 1 and 5. We have to consider only the variable value of x here. So we can conclude that the root lies between 1 and 2. So we can consider the root lies between 1 and 2. And then here the formula for bisection method is x is equal to a plus b by 2. So here we are having the range as 1 and 2, that is the interval where the root lies is 1 comma 2. So here we have to consider a as 1 and then b as 2, right? So here after identifying the range where the root lies, you have to take one value as a and another value as b. So here let us take 1 as a and then 2 as b. Now we have to put it in the formula. So before going to calculation, it will be easy to form a table. So first we can form a table. So now let us form a table like this. So first iteration number, first column, next column for a, next column for b, and then formula x is equal to a plus b by 2, and then f of x also we have to find out. Now starting with the first iteration, here already we have identified what is a and b. So a is nothing but 1, that is the root lies between 1 and 2. So first you write like this, 1 and 2. And then here why I have mentioned here negative sign for a is the function value of 1 is negative, that is minus 1. Similarly, function value of b is plus 5, that is already we have found out f of 1 is equal to minus 1 and f of 2 is equal to 5. So based on this, this is negative. So here we have mentioned negative for a, and similarly 2 means it is positive. So here we have mentioned for b as positive sign. Now assuming a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2, let us calculate x is equal to a plus b by 2. That is 1 plus 2 divided by 2 is 1.5. Now considering x as 1.5, find out f of 1.5. So put it in the equation, 1.5 whole cube minus 1.5 minus 1. So the answer is 0.88. So here we have fixed it to two decimal point places, so that we have to write only two decimal place. Next iteration, what we have to do here is we have to change the values of a and b. One value we have to change. Which we have to change here is, see the value of function. This is f of 1.5. So f of 1.5 is positive. So positive goes to b. So in place of b, that is in place of 2, we have to replace here 1.5. This x value we have to replace here, and here a remains the same. right? Now you take average of 1 and 1.5, that is put it in the formula a plus b by 2. So 1 plus 1.5 divided by 2 is 1.25. So put 1.25. Now you have to calculate f of 1.25. What is f of 1.25? Minus 0.30. So now this is negative. Negative means here a takes the value negative. So this negative value corresponds to 1.25. So now here you have to replace 1.25 and this 1.5 remains the same. This you take it as third iteration. And then now you take average of this 1.25 plus 1.5 divided by 2 is 1.38. Next, f of 1.38 is 0.25. Again this comes positive. That is, if you want for your reference, we can write positive, negative, positive. Positive means this 1.38 should be replaced here, and this 1.25 will be the same. Now again you put it in the formula 1.25 plus 1.38 divided by 2 is 1.32. And then here f of 1.32 is minus 0.02. So again this is negative. Negative means this should be replaced as 1.32 and here it remains 1.38 and here it is 1.35 and then this gives you 0.11. Again now this is positive. So according to positive or negative, we have to change the value of a and b in the successive iterations. So here positive means here it should be 1.35 and here 1.32. Now take average, it is 1.34 and the answer is 0.07. So again here it becomes positive. Positive means this should be 1.34, 1.32 and then again put it in the formula, it gives you 1.33. For this it is 0.02, again positive. Now this is changed as 1.33, 1.32. Now take the average of this, the answer will be 1.33 and the corresponding value is 0.02, right? So now this is 8th iteration. So here what happened here is 1.33, this x is nothing but the root of the equation. So when we have to stop the iteration, if you see here consecutive 2 iterations are same, so that we can conclude that the root is x is equal to 1.33. So likewise we can find out the root of the equation using bisection method. So for your convenient here we can write positive, negative like this, so that based on this positive and negative we have to change the value of a and b. Now let us see the second question. Find the root of x minus cos x is equal to 0 using bisection method correct to 2 decimal place. So as usual here we have to consider f of x as x minus cos x. And then since we are having trigonometric function, we have to keep the calculator in radian mode. Okay, this is very important. Now let us find out the value of f of 0 to identify the range. So this is minus 1 and f of 1 is 0.4597. That is f of 1 means 1 minus cos 1 we have to calculate in the calculator. So this becomes negative and this is positive. Therefore the root lies between 0 and 1. Okay, we have to consider positive and negative value. So 0 and 1 have the opposite sign. So the root lies between 0 and 1. So take a as 0, b as 1. Since a 0 means here it gives you negative value, function value is negative. So for a it should be negative and similarly b is equal to 1 giving you the positive value of the function. So positive. So here this we have to note down in the table. So now we have to consider the value of a as 0, b as 1. and then x is equal to 0 plus 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. For this 0.5, here f of 0.5 we have to find out. So 0.5 minus cos 0.5 we have to calculate. That gives you minus 0.38, which is negative. So since it is negative, this x value should be transferred to a. That is, here we have to replace as 0.5 and this 1 remains the same. Now we have to calculate 0.5 plus 1 divided by 2. So this is 0.75. So f of 0.75 is 0.02. So this is positive. So positive means this 0.75 should be transferred over here for b. So a remains the same. Now you take average of these two. This will give you 0.63. So this function value is minus 0.18. So this is negative. Negative means again 0.63 should be transferred over here. 0.75 will remain the same. Now the answer here is 0.69. Corresponding function value is minus 0.08. Again it is negative. Negative means 0.69 will be transferred to a. B remains the same. Now 0.69 plus 0.75 divided by 2 will give you 0.72. Corresponding function value is minus 0.03. This is again negative. So 0.72 should be replaced over here. 0.75 will be the same. Again taking average, this gives you 0.74. So now if you calculate f of 0.74, 0.74 minus cos of 0.74 will give you the answer as 0.00. So here 0 is neither positive nor negative, so that we can conclude this to be the solution. Actually, what do you mean by that? Here f of f of 0.74 is giving you the answer 0 means this is the root. Okay, because which 0.74 satisfies the function f of x is equal to 0, so that we can conclude that 0.74 is the solution here. No need to go for repetition. Okay, so here exactly usually we will get nearer to 0 because approximate value will be getting, but here exactly we are getting 0, so we can conclude that 0.74 is the root of this equation. So we can conclude that the root is x is equal to 0.74. Okay, because of this correct to 2 decimal places, we are getting the answer at the 6th iteration itself. Suppose if we increase the number of decimal places, number of iterations will be more. Okay, so that here at the 6th iteration directly we are getting the solution to be 0.74.